Hey, you. Thanks for tuning in. Just a quick heads up, this episode is rated R, so expect that there will be some language that you may not want your kids to hear, lots of adult topics, and quite possibly some explicit conversations about sex. This episode is probably not safe for work, though, I guess it depends on where you work. Welcome to Pleasure Central Radio, the place to rethink the assumptions we don't even realize we are making that keep us from getting what we truly want out of work, life, and love. Here is your sneak peek into an authentic, pleasure-focused conversation. This is a bonus episode of Pleasure Central Radio. Episode 90 was How to Say I'm Sorry. It was an episode that I recorded with Wendy Newman, and afterwards I received an email from an audience member, and he wanted to share a couple of things that he thought about after listening to that episode. I thought they were interesting. I thought they were all good points, so I thought I'd put together a bonus episode, share them with you here, and you can add that to the conversation about how to say I'm sorry. And I hope this inspires some interesting insights in your relationships, and I hope it brings you more pleasure and joy in the end. And this is what he had to say. I wanted to say that listening to this episode and peeking at the notes, it comes across that you've had some hurt recently. Whenever life slaps me across the face with new trauma, I begin to feel my way around the world with emotional whiskers. When my emotions get heightened like that, it feels like I'm experiencing new colors. Like, for example, I could watch a movie I've seen 100 times, but when I watch it in a hurt state, I start to notice whole new meanings. I guess what I'm saying is, I'm sorry if you've had to endure some trouble, but I hope that through your pain you can find some wisdom to enlighten your life and you can teach to others. Lastly, I chewed on the idea of apologies all day today, and I had some thoughts. For men, apologies can be annoying to listen to, even off-putting at times. Have you ever heard a man say, "Don't apologize, just don't do it again"? In the quagmire of manhood, we desperately want to skip over the part where we have heartfelt interactions with others, with each other, and get back to work. Yes, I know you're sorry. We're all very sorry. Let's please just fist bump and get back to the grind. People will even say things like, "I demand an apology." Sheesh. They don't actually want a real apology, mind you. They want for you to go through the motions of an apology because in that moment you're being deferential and they hold power over you. I also kept thinking about how we should fight the urge to apologize needlessly. I mean, after all, the more and more we say something, the less value it has. Haven't you ever encountered people who say they're sorry for everything, even things that legitimately do not warrant an apology? "Sir, we stopped serving breakfast at 10:30. "Oh, I'm sorry." In the service industry, we have to say things like please, thank you, sorry, dispassionately to hundreds of people a day. I've noticed that I will have to change the inflection of my voice to communicate to people when I actually mean it or not. For both the ones saying it and hearing it, our sincerity loses a tiny bit of its value. If there's one last thought I have about apologies, it's this. Remember that sometimes apologies mean more to the person who is delivering it than to the one who is receiving it. In life, friends or family are going to approach you with their heads down, heart on sleeve, with something very important to tell you. Whether or not you're feeling they've done anything wrong is not always important. But if you can care about them, you should listen and let them heal. An unheard apology will begin to swell. I gotta get to bed. Thanks for being such a sweetheart, and let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. So that was a letter that was sent to me as a response to one of the episodes, episode 91 of Pleasure Central Radio. If you have something you would like to share with me, I would love to hear from you too. The easiest way to do this is to go to pleasurecentralradio.com and click on the bottom right-hand corner. There's a red button that says send a message to Rebecca, send a voice message. And click on that, and whether you're on a phone or on a computer, there should be a record button. You can hit record, it will record your voice, and you can leave me a voice message just like this listener did, and I would love to hear. Feel free to share a bright moment from your day if you want to beat the drum of what feels good to you, or share what that conversation has sparked within you. Well, I've been trying to find a tagline for Pleasure Central Radio, and the one that kept coming back as accurate and a good description of what I think this show actually is was a better way to partner. And that was something that was given to me by one of my beta listeners. She said that was how she would describe the show, and I kept thinking about it, kept coming back to it, and it did feel like a better way to partner. But I think I've realized why I've resisted actually using it. It feels a little bit elitist. The way that I partner is the way that you should partner. Or there is a better way to partner than you're doing it, and you should listen to this and figure it out. Yeah, and so that was a little disquieting, and I am still looking for taglines. So if you're interested in sharing a tagline for Pleasure Central Radio, I would love to hear in 6 words or less how you would describe the show. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Bye.
Hey, Pleasure Seeker. Well, that's it for today's conversation. Here at Pleasure Central Radio, we love using conscious communication, science geekery, and copious amounts of true pleasure to improve our partnerships, our money, and our love lives. And we hope you do too. If you loved what you heard here, we'd love a review. You can listen to other episodes of the podcast and read thought-provoking essays or poems written by me, Radiant Rebecca, by checking out the blog on pleasurecentralpodcast.com. Sign up to hear about new episodes immediately at pleasurecentralpodcast.com.
Thanks for listening to this bonus episode. I love sharing interesting perspectives, thoughts, and conversation tangents on topics that matter to me. For this episode, special thanks goes to James for the content, and to Rowan for helping me with the production and for being my hands when I needed extras. And to anyone else I might have missed, know that you are loved too. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to your company on the next episode.